Have you ever been in a room and felt a sudden change in the air? It is a very special and quiet way that people act when someone they find really attractive walks in through the door. It is like a soft dance that happens without anyone saying a single word out loud. This behavior is something very deep, very natural, and very human. Most of us might walk right past these little changes because they are not big or loud or easy to see from far away. In fact, many people get it completely wrong. They spend their time looking for something huge, like a person shouting their feelings from the top of a building, but that is not how it usually happens in our real, everyday lives. Today, a group of caring experts wants to sit down with you and talk about how women often behave when they are around a man they find attractive. Our goal is to help you understand what these tiny movements and habits really mean when they happen in real-life situations. This way, you can start to see those quiet signals that most people just miss entirely. The most interesting part of all of this is that it usually is not just one thing she does one time. It is not about a single moment that happens and then goes away forever. Instead, it is a pattern of small things she does over and over again, often without even knowing she is doing it herself. It is just her heart and her brain reacting to your presence in a very natural and sweet way. So, let's get right into these signs so you can understand them better. Sometimes, when a woman notices a man she really likes, she tries very hard to seem like she does not care at all. She might try to look extra relaxed, but if you look closely, you can see that it feels a bit forced. This is because the harder a person tries to look like they are not affected by someone, the easier it is to see that something important is actually going on inside their heart. Let me explain it a little more simply. There are times when a woman sees a guy she thinks is truly great, and instead of showing that she is interested, she goes out of her way to act super calm and very chilled out. She might lean back in her chair like she is completely bored or totally unbothered by anything around her. She might keep her face very flat and neutral, or act almost too casual in the way she moves her body and speaks. It can look very controlled, almost like she is carefully watching herself in a mirror to make sure she does not show any of her true feelings. You might even see tiny things that do not fit the cool image she is trying to show the world. For example, her hands might be moving nervously under the table, her voice might change just a little bit when you speak to her, or she might have moments where she suddenly becomes very aware of how she is standing. That big difference between trying to act relaxed and actually feeling nervous is what gives the secret away. Being attracted to someone naturally makes us all feel a little bit shy or self-conscious. This is because we start to care a lot about what the other person thinks of us. We want them to like us, and that creates a little bit of pressure. So, when someone really does not want their interest to be seen, they often overdo the act of being totally relaxed. It is basically a way of hiding the fact that your presence really moved them or made their heart beat a little faster. That is why this sign is so important to notice. That forced calmness usually means there is a lot of feeling she is trying to handle on the inside. Most of the time, it is the kind of deep awareness that only happens when you are genuinely drawn to another person in a meaningful way. Sometimes, the little accidents that happen throughout the day are not really accidents at all. You might know a situation where a woman suddenly asks you a question about something she could have easily figured out on her own with a quick search or by asking someone else. Or maybe she just happens to walk past you more than once in a short amount of time, even if there is no obvious reason for her to be in that part of the room. She might make a small comment about something nearby, like the weather or a painting on the wall, giving you a very easy chance to say something back to her. Those little moments usually are not just random luck or a coincidence. She might ask for help with a very simple task, like opening a jar or finding a specific item, or she might say something out loud while you are standing there, hoping that you will join in on the conversation. It is a clever and gentle way for her to be in your space without making it look like she is trying too hard to get your attention. This is usually very subtle because most women do not want to seem too pushy or too forward. So, instead of walking up and making a big move, they create these natural little openings. These moments make the interaction feel easy and like it just happened on its own without any planning. The reason this is so meaningful is because when a woman likes someone, she wants to feel a connection, but she also wants to protect herself from being rejected or feeling embarrassed. Creating these tiny accidental chances lets her test things out without putting her whole heart on the line. It gives you a clear chance to respond and show that you might be interested in her too. So, if she keeps finding little ways to cross your path or start very small talks about things that do not seem very important, it usually means she is leaving the door open for you. She is making it much easier for you to start something while keeping everything feeling natural and comfortable for both of you. The whole feeling of a room can change the very second you show up. You know how sometimes you walk into a place and everything feels totally normal at first, but then one person suddenly starts acting just a little bit different? This is what we call an energy shift. Maybe she was laughing very loudly with her group of friends and talking freely about her day. But then the moment she notices you are there, her whole energy shifts. She might sit up straighter, fix her posture, or suddenly become much quieter than she was just a minute ago. Or she might do the complete opposite and start acting much more excited and lively. Sometimes she will start talking much more than usual, almost as if she is trying to stand out from the crowd, so you will definitely notice her. Other times, she will do the complete opposite and become very shy or very quiet. That shift happens because being attracted to someone naturally makes our brains focus on ourselves and how we are being seen. When a woman notices a guy she finds attractive, her mind instantly starts thinking about how she looks and how she is acting in front of him. Without even thinking about it, her behavior changes to match that feeling of excitement or nerves. She is suddenly paying close attention to things she was not thinking about a second ago, like the sound of her voice or whether you have noticed her standing there in the room. That is why this sign matters so much to understand. It is not just random luck or strange behavior that happens for no reason. It usually means that your presence alone was enough to change her entire focus. People only become that aware of themselves when someone has caught their attention in a real and meaningful way. It shows that you have a special effect on her that others do not. This is one of those small signs that can tell you a whole lot more than you might think at first. When a woman is attracted to a guy, she often reacts to the things he says with a bit more excitement than she might show to someone else. You might notice her laughing very quickly at something you said that was only a little bit funny or even a silly little joke. She might smile extra hard at a simple comment or react as if your joke was the funniest thing she has heard all day. Usually, this is not fake or forced at all. The reaction comes out naturally because liking someone changes how we experience them. When she already finds you attractive, her brain has what we call a positive bias. This just means that the things you say automatically feel more fun, more interesting, and more engaging to her heart. It is like she is wearing happy glasses whenever you speak to her. Because of this, she does not need a joke to be perfect or clever to give you a big laugh. It is less about the joke itself and much more about who the joke is coming from. Attraction makes people very open and ready to enjoy your company. Even a very normal, everyday comment can feel special to her because she is already tuned into you and your personality. On top of that, laughing is a very natural way for humans to build a bridge of connection between each other. It makes everyone feel comfortable and keeps the conversation moving along nicely without any awkward pauses. So, sometimes she laughs a bit quicker because deep down, she wants to keep that good, warm energy flowing between the two of you. That is why this sign often points to real interest. People usually do not give that kind of warm, easy energy unless they are already enjoying your presence much more than they are saying out loud. It is a way of saying she likes being around you. A very quick look can say so much more than a long speech ever could. You know that feeling when someone keeps glancing your way, acting like they are trying not to make it obvious, but they just can't help themselves from looking? That is usually a very big sign of interest. She might look over at you while she is busy talking to her friends, or she might check to see how you reacted after she says something funny to the group. She might even just scan the whole room just to see if your eyes happen to be on her at that moment. Often, this is very, very subtle and happens in the blink of an eye. It is so quiet that you could easily miss it if you are not really paying attention to her movements. It is not always about a long stare or doing something dramatic to get noticed. Many times, it is just those small, repeated checks that really matter. The reason this is such a big deal is that when a woman is attracted to a guy, she naturally gets curious about how he sees her. She wants to know if you noticed her, if you are paying attention to what she is doing, or if there is any sign that you might like her back. That curiosity comes from a place of caring and wanting to be seen by you. Most people do not spend their energy checking to see if someone is looking at them unless that person is important to them in some way. So if she keeps looking to see whether you have noticed her, it usually means that your opinion matters a lot to her in that moment. And that kind of caring only happens when there is some level of attraction or interest sitting right under the surface of the conversation. It is her way of keeping track of the connection between you. When her friends start paying attention to you, it is a very good sign that something has already been said behind the scenes. You might notice that a woman's friends suddenly start looking at you, smiling when you walk by, or whispering to each other when you are around the group. They might act a little bit different whenever you are near them. This almost never happens for no reason at all. A lot of the time, if a woman finds a guy attractive, her feelings are obvious enough that her friends pick up on it almost instantly. Maybe she mentioned your name before when they were hanging out, or maybe she pointed you out to them earlier in the day. Or it could be that her whole energy changed so much when you walked in that her friends could just see it written on her face. Friends are experts at noticing these things because they spend so much time together and know how to read each other's hearts and moods. They can tell when one of them is suddenly more nervous, more excited, or more interested than usual. Once they see that their friend likes you, they get curious themselves about who you are. They might start checking you out to see what she sees in you, or they might watch very closely to see how the two of you act together when you speak. That is why this sign is so powerful and tells you a lot. It shows that her interest in you was strong enough that the people closest to her noticed it too. If her friends seem very aware of you, like they know a secret that you haven't figured out yet, there is a very good chance she has either talked about you or acted in a way that made her feelings very clear to them. They are like a mirror reflecting her feelings. Learning to see these things is like learning a new language of the heart. It takes time, but it is very rewarding. If you have listened this far, you are already starting to notice the tiny details and quiet signs that most people completely miss during their day. It is all about staying aware of the people around you and being kind as you navigate these social moments with others. We hope this helped you feel more confident and understanding as you go about your day and meet new people. We believe that understanding each other better makes the world a warmer place. A group of caring experts will be sharing more helpful guides like this very soon to help you understand the human side of connection and how we all interact. We look forward to talking with you again next time and helping you grow. Until then, stay observant and keep an open heart to the people you meet. Goodbye for now.